evil side.
Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of MHK All Day. I'm Callie Osborne.
And I'm Evan Penner. There has been a lot of talk in recent years debating concealed weapons laws in the state of Kansas. The Kansas State Congress could pass a bill this legislative session that would allow people to conceal and carry at the age of 18. In July of this year, legislation went into effect allowing students over the age of 21 to conceal on college campuses in Kansas. Since then, a new amendment has been introduced that would reduce the age to 18. The amendment will still allow the concealed carry of firearms on campus, but students would not need to get a permit to do so. Members of Congress are pushing to require a permit for those under 21 should the amendment pass.
So under this amended bill, if it were to pass, it would lower the age for you to conceal and carry on a college campus from 18 to 21, and also statewide. So basically, if this amended bill were to pass, if you are 18 and you go through the training and get the permit, you would be able to carry on campus if this bill passes. If you're concerned about this, or if you're not, or if you think this is great, no matter what, make your voice heard in the next election in 2018.
With the spring semester now in full swing on campus, students' schedules are filling up. However, trying to keep up with these schedules can cause students to develop stress-related health issues that can be difficult to combat. MHK All Day reporter Reina Garcia took a deeper look into this issue.
Paloma Roman starts her days at 8 o'clock a.m. She attends classes throughout the morning, and during the afternoon, she's either heading to work or to track practice for her athletic training program. In the evenings, she typically has meetings to attend for her sorority or for student organizations she's a part of. On top of all that, Paloma is in the middle of a campaign as a candidate for SGA student body president. A schedule like this leaves little room for having anything other than school, work, and extracurricular obligations. So why does she do it?
You know, I don't know. That's a question my mom has always asked me. It's like, why do you want to do everything? But I mean, it kind of started since high school. I just really like being a part of a group and just, making sure that I could lead things that helped other people.
Being on a schedule like Paloma's can certainly have some adverse effects. So I went to talk with Cody Walls, a psychologist at K-State Counseling Services, to figure out what these effects are and how students can overcome them without slowing down.
I think one reality in the United States is that stress is one of the leading causes of health issues, both physical and mental. People generally feeling like they can't do it anymore, even though they're doing a lot. They're not able to accomplish everything that they're hoping to do, and that can feel very demoralizing.
Walls says that in her experience, stress has been one of the main reasons students seek counseling services. A strategy that Walls often recommends to students is to make a list to develop a balance between commitments.
Usually what I talk to folks about is making a list of the things you have to do in a week and deciding what stuff actually has to be accomplished and things that you would like to accomplish, and even changing the language around it so that if you have things that you would like to do but you aren't able to, you don't feel guilty for not accomplishing them.
While busy schedules aren't entirely inevitable, balance and prioritization are keys to conquering the stress that comes with them. In Manhattan, Reina Garcia, MHK All Day.
Resources available to students for stress management include 4 free counseling sessions and interactive lectures called Cat Chats, which often address stress. Both are offered by K-State's Counseling Services.
The K-State Student Governing Association held the student body presidential primary election this week, creating hype for the general election on March 6th. Activities included a voting booth in Bosco Plaza with free varsity donuts and the chance to pie a senator for $1, with all proceeds going to Cat's Cupboard.
The SGA primary is the first of 2 elections for SGA. All of the student body presidents have been campaigning for the last couple of weeks, getting their name out, letting students know about what they hope to do with their campaign. On Thursday, we're going to have Pie a Senator, and so that's a fun event where we'll be out on Bosco Plaza with a bunch of whipped cream, and you can pie senators or SGA members, SGA leaders, just kind of as a way for SGA to interact with students, let students know what we're working on. It's important for students to vote in the SGA elections because our student leaders at K-State have a lot of power to make a lot of decisions on behalf of students. Our student government truly represents all students here at K-State, and so the goal is to make sure that, our student leaders represent you.
The SGA primary elections closed on Wednesday night, and the results are in. The two presidential candidates in the general election will be Jordan Keel and, as Raina mentioned earlier, Paloma Roman is the other. Keel received 33% of the total votes in the primary, and Roman received almost 29%. Vice president candidates must be registered by next Wednesday, February 21st, and the general election is set for March 6th. Be sure to get out and vote.
Have you ever wondered about how Riley County and Manhattan came to be what it is today? MHK All Day reporter Blake Reed went out to investigate just that. He takes a more in-depth look at the history of Manhattan.
To some people, Riley County may have some of the richest history in Kansas, from the early settlers, the arrival of the railroad, the founding of Fort Riley, and even the development of Kansas State University. If you look at the history of Manhattan, you will see the city was established in a very steady fashion. Many different factors came into play when Manhattan was being developed, all of which helped to make it the city that it is today. One huge factor that helped in the developing of the city of Manhattan in Riley County was the establishing of what is now known as Kansas State University. Something you may not know, however, is that it wasn't always called Kansas State University.
Very shortly after Manhattan was established, the folks that established the community established a college, Bluemont Central College, that became Kansas State Agricultural College, which became, of course, Kansas State University eventually. And having that educational institution in town, I think, influenced the way the town developed and grew. It also provided a very steady income source.
Without the presence of an institute like Kansas State University, the city of Manhattan may have been a very different place to live.
It's hard to overestimate how much Kansas State has been an important part of our history.
From beautiful Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Blake Reed, MHK All Day.
If you'd like to learn more about Manhattan and the surrounding areas, you can visit the Riley County Historical Museum. Their hours are 8:30 to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Friday and 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
With Valentine's Day now in the rearview mirror, love is still in the air, but Valentine's Day isn't always a joyous occasion. On Tuesday, PowerCat Financial held a special seminar to help couples navigate one of the most important issues facing married couples today: money. Being an engaged man myself, I decided to check it out. On Tuesday, couples in all stages of their relationships gathered in room 227 of the Union to hear about one of the most important, but probably not exciting, facets of love. A study conducted in 2015 by SunTrust Bank showed that of couples experiencing stress, 35% cited money as its primary source. In the face of such overwhelming odds, PowerCat Financial at K-State was determined to make an impact. The Marriage and Money seminar is geared toward everyone from single through marriage and touches on a variety of subjects. Speakers this year were Nolan Kime, a peer counselor with PowerCat Financial, as well as Dr. Sonia Lutter, who is one of the foremost authorities in the nation when the sometimes rough roads of marriage and money meet. She helped to start a financial therapy association when she realized people were struggling and there were very few resources there to help.
Well, I actually thought I was going to be a financial planner, just a straight out financial planner. And then I got close to graduation and I realized I don't know how to talk to couples about money. And I saw this happening with couples arguing about money and not really knowing how to have these conversations. So I went and got a marriage and family therapy degree. And then I realized that therapists have no idea how to talk about money.
I also caught up with a couple that had been married all of 9 days to see what their vision of facing money in the context of their new marriage looked like.
It's really just shows you like that's what love is and that's what marriage is. It's combining your accounts and giving, others giving your significant other your money, but it's your both your money, so it's not just my money.
So whether you're engaged, married, or happily single, never underestimate the power of money in your current or future relationship. In Manhattan, I'm Evan Penner, MHK All Day. Callie, let me tell you, there's a lot to consider before you get married. And if you want to know more, the full Marriage and Money seminar is available on the K-State YouTube channel.
Up next on MHK All Day, one of our own will visit us from halfway around the world.
And later, a look at some of the exciting venues for local music in your community.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Research. It's applying the bigger picture toward the greater good. Defending the world from adversaries, both seen and unseen. Interpreting realities to unlock solutions. It's our land-grant mission to serve our world utilizing sharp minds, from first-year students to world-renowned experts. What makes research so strong at Kansas State University? Vision, progress, you.
With the Olympics halfway around the world, sometimes it's hard to keep up with the action, but not so much for one K-State student who is there in person. Thane Benoit was able to catch up with our very own Braxton Jones in South Korea for the Olympics.
Thanks, Evan. So we're here with Braxton Jones, who is currently at the Winter Olympics 2018. So, Braxton, how are you doing right now?
Man, what's up, bud? I'm doing good. It's 4:30 in the morning over here, but everything's going good.
All right. So what is the atmosphere like in Pyeongchang with the Winter Olympics going on?
Yeah, so the atmosphere is honestly crazy. It's this entire place is built around the games and what's going on right now. Everywhere you turn, you see a set of rings or you see the mascots that they have. Really, it's just built around the excitement of the games. If you know about South Korean culture, they're really big into support for things such as their music and that electric energy that they bring for their support. This is the same type of support that they're bringing here for the games, and it's not just for Korean athletes. I went to short track the other day, and just to hear how crazy that arena would go, that's the event that I think that South Koreans here are most excited about. And they're pretty darn good at too. That was actually their first medal that they got a few days ago. Just to hear, that arena when somebody from Team Korea crossed that line first, it's electric around here. They're excited. I think it's a cool thing that they have it here. They have a lot of pride. They want to put themselves on the map using the games, and so it's pretty neat.
How has Team USA competed so far, and how are they doing compared to other countries?
We've had the past 2 days. I mean, you have Red Gerard and Chloe Kim, the 17-year-olds hopping on the scene, first Olympic debuts, and they go out and get gold. And then you have the vets like Jamie Anderson and Shaun White, of course, that we all saw, just to see them, claim gold as well. It's pretty cool to watch everything happen. I think going forward, there's still a lot to look forward to. We still haven't seen Michaela Schifrin yet or Lindsey Vonn do any of the skiing events. It's been really windy, so they haven't been able to do any of their downhill events. But going forward, it's going to be pretty exciting still. Like, I know everybody's kind of like, the snowboarding's done, but there's still a lot of cool things that are going to happen for Team USA. So,
yeah, definitely. So what events have you been able to watch, and what are some of the favorite ones that you've gotten to see?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've technically seen all of the events, TV, the wonders of TV, but I think my favorite event that I've been to in person was the short track speed skating event. And really it was the 3,000 ladies relay. It was the qualifier to go to the finals, and it was crazy. I'd never seen anything like it before in real life. And like I said, short track and Team Korea, and if you put the two together, it's like any atmosphere. Imagine when KU comes to town in Bramlage Coliseum, but times it by 100, and you have the atmosphere that's going on when Team Korea's racing. They actually, in the 3,000 relay, they actually had fallen early on in the race, but then rallied and somehow came back and won their qualifying heat. And so it's just like stuff like that. I mean, it's Olympic moments that happen, you know, and that same night I saw Team Korea get their first medal as, you know, the joint team that they formed. So that easily that night combined was probably the best thing that I've been able to see so far.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thanks for joining us, Braxton. Back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Thane and Braxton. The Olympics are in full swing. Here is a look at the up-to-date medal counts after a week of competition. The United States currently sits tied with the Netherlands with the third most gold medals behind Norway and Germany, and the U.S. ranks fifth in total medals won at this time.
And while some athletes like Shaun White and Chloe Kim took to social media to celebrate their victories and thank their parents, bronze medalist Adam Rippon had some questions he wanted to ask about the amenities in South Korea.
On Friday evening, for your Olympic viewing taking place in primetime, 3 Olympic finals, including the live men's figure skating gold medal final and the alpine skiing women's Super G gold medal final, and finally, freestyle skiing women's aerial final, all taking place this evening.
Up next on MHK All Day, a beloved orchestra professor speaks on his experiences in the classroom.
And where are the hottest spots to catch local music in Manhattan? We'll have all that coming up.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, light baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
The best-kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I'm Kathleen from Meiningen, Germany.
I'm Ginger from Overland Park, Kansas.
I've traveled to London and saw the Parliament, studied in Mexico City, spent the summer in Austria, went skiing in the Alps. Oh, and I visited the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Well, I've been to the world's largest ball of twine.
Can we go?
Of course!
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
Up next, the world's deepest hand-dug well.
Is it near the Grand Canyon?
Dr. David Luttrell is a university distinguished professor of music and teaches cello, double bass, and viola da gamba. In April, he will have completed 197 concerts conducting the K-State Orchestra. He has taken the K-State Chamber Orchestra on tours to England, Scotland, and Ireland. In 1989, he founded the Youth Gold Orchestra, which performed twice in Carnegie Hall and around the world. Luttrell started teaching here in 1987, but before that, he sat in the same seats his students sit in today. However, Dr. Luttrell does not just teach music.
I had a vague idea that I wanted to be a college professor when I was in 9th grade. It's kind of hard to think of that when you're only 14, but I admired my teacher and wanted to do what he did. My philosophy is that I'm teaching much more than just a student how to play the cello. I want them to grow up into responsible adults. That was always kind of my hidden motto in the Gold Orchestra when I conducted it. I'm not so worried about who becomes a music major. That's of very low importance to me, frankly. I want them to learn responsibility and self-discipline. You can see it has to do with much more than cello playing.
Every time I go to orchestra, it's just reestablishing how much I want to continue doing it with my life, because I'd love to be an orchestra director in my professional career. So what he makes the class is something that really is truly special to me as a future music educator.
Luttrell will finish out the semester and plans to spend his retirement traveling and teaching cello.
DIY doesn't just mean building fences and painting spare bedrooms around the house. Josh Yankovic continued his exploration of the Manhattan music scene, this time looking at homemade venues.
Do-it-yourself music venues may be trending in Manhattan, and some local business owners are helping to keep the scene alive, one debut at a time. This week, the Velveteers, a rock duo from Boulder, Colorado, returns with the Little Apple to kick off a new tour with a local favorite, Headlight Rivals. Playing at DIY venues around Manhattan, this posse of musicians saw large turnouts in basements and record stores alike. The Sisters of Sound record store and Auntie May's Parlor in Aggieville are two businesses that support the local scene by hosting for a community of music lovers. The co-owner of Sisters of Sound, Sarah Koenig, stresses the importance of supporting the local scene.
I learned how important it was to support the local bands. Because if you don't have like a local scene, then it's harder to get people to come out to shows or people that are coming through town. It's harder to even get people to come through town and stop. You know, larger bands. If there's no local scene, I mean, you're kind of starting from scratch.
Within the Manhattan Underground, there's one DIY venue that may be the music community's best kept secret. Eric Kleiner, a local musician, has hosted hundreds of shows at his residence here in Manhattan, dubbed the Church of Swold. This do-it-yourself venue has become a beacon to the underground music scene.
DIY is a different scene. I mean, a lot of cities are ran by DIY. Now, why people come back to Church of Swold is because we try to stack bands that are good and care about the scene. DIY is a different way to do a show. And you might still do a cover, you might still do that, but it's a little bit different. We're not trying to make money off the shows, you know what I mean? We don't make money. Any donations that are given to the band in a DIY setting should go to the traveling band.
Bands like the Velveteers return to Manhattan for the die-hard fans and sense of community. Demi Dimitro grew up dreaming of playing live music and says cities like Manhattan are why bands like theirs can experience their dreams.
I find the more that we start touring, we play really cool DIY venues in each town, and that's where the community is, because I think everyone has really good intentions behind, what they're doing. They aren't having you play there so they can make money off of you.
The absence of a large venue in Manhattan isn't stopping the MHK music scene from partying with its favorite bands. To find out more where you can find live music near you, check out mhkmusicscene.com or their Facebook page, MHK Music Scene. In Manhattan, I'm Joshua Yankovic, MHK All Day.
Now we take it to Brianne Smith for a look at our community calendar.
Thanks, Callie. On Monday, join Officer Miles in Hale Library for a presentation on the ever-changing conceal and carry policy here at Kansas State. He will review campus security, weapon holster and storage requirements, and how to handle situations involving firearms. On Tuesday, the Wildcat women take to their home court for the second to last time this season when they take on West Virginia. Catch first tip at 7 p.m. in Manhattan. The biannual Business Career Fair kicks off next Wednesday in the Kansas State Union, and with it, a chance for students to interact with industry professionals. For more information on the employers attending next week, visit the Career Center website online. Since 1985, the Berlin Philharmonic has been committed to representing the best musical qualities in one of the last remaining piano-only ensembles in the world. You can see them live this upcoming Thursday as part of the McCain Performance Series. And next Friday, the Taking Flight exhibit at the Strecker Nelson West Gallery on Points opens up, featuring works of art by Kim Casebeer, Clive Folliger, Sue Godwin, and many more. The opening reception is on Friday from 5 until 8 p.m. That's all we have on this week's community calendar. Back to you, Evan and Callie.
Thanks, Brianne.
Next on MHK All Day, a fun way to build community here in town.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, light baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
The best kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I'm Kathleen from Meiningen, Germany.
I'm Ginger from Overland Park, Kansas.
I've traveled to London and saw the Parliament, studied in Mexico City, spent the summer in Austria, went skiing in the Alps, and I visited the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Well, I've been to the world's largest ball of twine.
Can we go?
Of course!
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
Up next, the world's deepest hand-dug well.
Is it near the Grand Canyon?
Callie, have you ever wanted to slay a dragon but you just didn't have enough table space?
Evan, I'm much less worried about dragons than I am about a stealth mage enchanting all my weapons.
All right, well, we're talking about Dungeons & Dragons. Olivia Bergmeyer has some of the hot spots to roll the dice in Manhattan.
Role-playing and tabletop games, first popularized by Dungeons & Dragons in the mid-70s, is a growing pastime in the modern world. With much of today's entertainment taking place in front of screens, small and large, role-playing games offer a unique opportunity to build community and make friends in real life. Goblin Games has been in Manhattan for 3 years, specializing in these interactive board games.
Building communities in general is like a very good way to do it, is just to come here. So if you don't have friends who play D&D, you can come find some who do. We have a bulletin board where you can post stuff. Magic, we do tournaments all the time, so you can always find people who are doing the kind of same thing you want to do.
And I'm here at Village Geek with 3 others. They like to play a lot of different kinds of games, and some of the most popular games are X-Wing, D&D, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon. They're playing Magic the Gathering right now.
The Village Geek began in McPherson 3 years ago, but has expanded to Manhattan, opening a new store on Points Avenue. The tabletop genre is an exciting and interactive type of fun that allows for anyone to get involved, whether you have any experience or not.
Have an impact on, we like to think, the entire community. Anybody who's interested in learning how to play games or already plays games and wants to get connected with other people or find new games to play, we're here to help them do that.
Both venues offer a great space to indulge in your favorite games with friends, new and old. In Manhattan, Olivia Bergmeyer, MHK All Day.
Well, that's all we have time for this edition of MHK All Day.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us all next week.